Hey everybody, my name is Ryan. I'm about to tell you the real testimony of how Jesus Christ came in my life. So, about 6 years ago, I was in Gainesville, and I lost someone very dear and close to me. And Jesus, when I was at my weakest, came and knocked on the door. I saw some Mormons out there who I thought at the time were Mormons, but they're actually Christian missionaries. And I went out there, and I got handed a gospel tract, and he was really polite, and I received that message. That seed that someone else planted came into me. And I remember sitting in my kitchen, and I read it, the sinner's prayer, and I accepted Jesus Christ. I had tears coming down my face. I've never been so happy, so sad, so full of remorse, but just filled with joy my entire life. I knew at that moment God was real. Now, I was doing a bunch of things I shouldn't have been doing, and I never really grew up with Christ in my life. My family was Catholic, and they didn't like the whole church religion thing. They wanted us to find it on our own. Jesus came and found me. So after that, I got this feeling that there's more to life, and I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So I sold all my possessions. I moved to Hawaii. I went out there, and I had filled with the aloha spirit out there. At the time, I didn't know it was the Holy Spirit. And I did that for a while, and it got great. And then Kilauea erupted. And I got led to go back to the mainland. I went to California. I linked up with some people in the medical marijuana and the cannabis industry. I was working for a company of my buddies, drinking chocolate bars, and we were doing good, and then things got big, and they sold out, and I went back to Florida. I was like, I haven't seen my family in about 6 years. My brother and my sister, they all got kids. It's time to come home. So I come home. My father is diagnosed with MS, and this is during the huge epidemic of painkillers in the state of Florida. And me coming from the background of medical marijuana, I thought, hey, that's going to be something better than this fentanyl, this oxycodone, these Roxys that are all over the street. This isn't, good. So I started seeing the positive sides of medical marijuana, which I thought at the time were great. So Florida was just now getting ready for medical marijuana. So I took a job at a medical marijuana treatment facility in the state of Florida. And I saw the bad part of the medicine at the time, I thought. So it was greed fueled by just lack of disregard of the patient. Some of the things you guys think you're smoking, those vape pens, you know what happens in those vape pens? I would cut weed all day long, full of mites, spiders, botrytis, all the nastiest pathogens you would ever just don't even want near your body, let alone in your lungs. I cut it down. I'd step on it in the aisleway. I'd go to work on break, smoke, step around dirt, come back, and step on it all over again. At the end of the day, we swept that into a pile and blasted it with butane. That's what you guys are paying $100 to smoke. It's ridiculous. You guys got to understand, medical marijuana, it's not good. I saw the bad side of it. So the Lord I led myself to start a CBD company. The state of Florida said, we're going to start allowing this hemp farm permit. And we had a hemp pilot program. So I abused the law. I found a loophole. I was able to register my home as agricultural use. I was able to get a farm bill to grow medical hemp in my home. And that's when things started getting pretty bad. I made a company. I created an idol out of it. Everything I was trying to do was the bees needs this, the bees needs that, DBK this, DBK that. I had this fanaticism with medical marijuana and cannabis, and to say, oh, I'm doing the right thing, I'm helping people, and that's what my mentality was. I thought I was helping all you guys get off of opiates. I thought medical marijuana is great. Fast forward, 2 girlfriends, 3 girlfriends later, different houses, different farms, kept expanding, selling our cannabis to coffee shops or selling them to markets and events, and you guys loved it. I thought I was doing the greatest thing in the world. And it wasn't until the last harvest, which was about a year ago, God he took my eyes away. The scales from my eyes. I was able to see what I couldn't before. And he showed me that I wasn't helping anybody. I was actually hurting my brothers and sisters for profit. What I call it at that moment, he God smacked me. Back of my head, I was able to see. Not only was I blind to it, I was like I was tied up in the trunk and Satan was driving the vehicle. I wasn't even in the car. I had no idea what I was doing. And in that moment, he showed me, just like he did Paul, he just showed me that what I was doing was so wrong. And so I kept going, and eventually I surrendered to Christ. I accepted him in, I fully submitted, and I gave up medical marijuana. I threw all my seeds in the trash. You can't come back from that. Threw the watches, the Rolexes, everything in the trash. You told me to get rid of it all. You made me a new creature. I met this wonderful man, this mentor, a godly man that God sent to help me. He gave me a Bible, led me to a church. I took communion, got baptized, was filled with the Holy Spirit. It completely changed my entire life. I'm smiling again. I'm having a great time. And it's just amazing what Jesus Christ can do. He saved me from that, you guys. And I was just so sick and tired of being sick and tired. Everything I did got 90% of the way, and I blame it on someone else when it was stopped. And finally, when I hit that delete button on my company on the Instagram, I heard the Lord come upon me and say, the curse has been lifted. And ever since that moment, I've been blessed upon blessings upon blessings. He was the one stopping me. I had to forgive God for being so rude to me because I didn't know what I was doing to myself. I had to just forgive God. It sounds so crazy. Why would I forgive God? I was mad at him. And I begged him to come inside my life. I invite you into every aspect of my life, my money, my business, my relationships. Within 3 days, everything was destroyed. My phone cracked, new contacts, everything's just gone. I sat there in the gutter for 3 days just staring at a wall like, how could this happen? I invited God into my life to do that. I thought everything was falling apart. It was all falling together. I'm trying to tell you guys, when you have nothing else left and you have tried everything in your life and nothing is going right, try Jesus. Because I guarantee you, that's going to be the last thing you try. Because Jesus is alive, and he was the same yesterday as he is today, and he can work miracles in your life just like he did mine. He released me from the bondage of myself, made me a new creature, gave me a ministry, and I'm out sowing the gospel and telling everybody the good news that Jesus Christ is real. He's alive. He's working miracles in everybody's life right now. Do you want to be a part of that? I pray that you guys do. Thank you for listening to my testimony. God bless you all.